So I guess let's get started. We gotta let it sync our data, but let's get started after this gets done. So I guess I'll show y'all how to set up stuff. Personally, if you want a really good, these are all add-ons from the marketplace. I know it's crazy, but if you want a really enjoyable set of add-ons for Jurassic Craft, if anybody remembers that, that's like really old, but I'm sure some of the people watching this might remember Jurassic Craft by Atlantic Craft. If you want to put that together, you just throw together that, together the dinosaur add-on by Honeyfrost, you throw together some wilderness and aquaculture, and you know, if you want a backpack add-on, I suggest getting one. Backpacks plus. If you want to do that, then you can do that, but honestly, you just need simply backpacks. It's 310 mine coins. It's like $1. It's as good of a backpack mod as you're gonna get. And then I really guess you don't need a lot else, because as soon as you get that backpack mod and all of that, you really don't need a lot to make a good mod. Now granted, where you spawn matters, but I made a series on Twitch many years ago, and that mod pack was, I don't quite remember, it was some mod packs, but simply backpacks, you just get about this much space extra. The reason that I say that you can get a backpack mod if you want is the Jurassic Craft already comes with a backpack somewhere. It's in here, trust me. I just don't remember where it is. I'll also state that thank goodness they gave you the ability whenever you get into a world to... Another reason I like the this specific dino mod is you can turn off all the dino spawning. Besides him, he spawned. But that's a deer. Because it adds like different animal stuff. It adds different animals. There's like 50 plus, 150 plus, something 50 plus. I don't remember how many there are. There's a decent amount. There is a decent amount of them in here. Like a very decent amount. If I get in here. How we sounding on our... There you go. Okay. But no, wilderness, definitely worth the money. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, you should buy the Wildy Craft. I'll be honest, if you want a good mod, just get wilderness, y'all. Just get it. A lot of people are mad that Bedrock has mods, but on the marketplace. But listen, not everybody has access to a computer. Not everybody can spend $5 on their stuff. So this is the best way that you can do it. And all the mods are on the same engine, so they work together. which is super helpful for making mod packs. I remember back in the day when I used to make mod packs off of marketplace mods. Not marketplace mods, MCPDL. If you put the wrong mods together, they would die. Listen, you want to know how early Minecraft Bedrock modding I was? I was there when you had to replace the mobs to add your own stuff. Anybody remember the Godzilla mod that required you to build an iron golem? That's a very interesting thing. Thank you for your crossbow, sir. Another mod that I'd recommend putting into this is the ore scanner. Specifically the one by JB Bov, I believe. Because that one allows you to scan for add-on ore. For ore from other add-ons and everything. Oh, if you ever wondered how to get game meat, you just have to sometimes walk around and it'll just appear. I also like the custom biomes of this mod because just look at that gorgeous forest. Is that a badger? You a badger? You're a European badger. Now if we go find a cave, if I can, somewhere. I need to find a cave. There's an entrance. Let me find a lantern. Really depends on if you get lucky. If not, I'll go into the not creative. What is it called? Spectator. That one. We'll go into Spectator and I'll show you where you can find all these ore. If I keep going downwards. That was a terrifying eagle noise that I don't know where it came from. Let me go ahead and give myself night vision. Uh, 255 by 255. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna hide the particles. True. Done. Okay. Where is it? Basically speed running a Rumble stream. Alright. Let's go look. So, if we come down here and we gotta find a place that's not under the water, but is still pretty low. Oh, let's go look. It's relatively common. You just can't find it in underwater sea caves. You gotta find it somewhere. It's right there, actually. I believe it's that one anyway. Is it this one? Or is that gold? I think that's gold, actually. I think that one's gold, actually. Pretty certain. Yeah, this is gold. Shouldn't be too terribly far. Oh, there it is. It's over there. It's right here. It's fine. So, this is the amber ore that you go look for. I need a pickaxe so that I can actually show y'all how to do this. That's the wrong button. Change that to default. Okay. So if you get just Any old pickaxe, even a copper one will do. If you get any old pickaxe, like even a copper will work. They spawn in these really big veins as well. If I go ahead and come up here, you just go ahead and get these giant veins. These are great. The only issue is you're gonna need some form of storage add-on because they don't stack. That's the only bad thing about them. They don't stack. I don't want to die with all of these. I don't have keep inventory on. Oh, it also spawns these fossils, which you can make like decorative blocks with, which is very interesting. So let's go back to the surface and I'll show you how you get your dinosaurs. How you get your dinosaur. Everybody walk your dinosaur. Everybody get on the floor. What? Sorry. Got a little bit autistic. Drop. There we go. But I like this one because of how the trees handle like fruit. Hey! Here you go. There's a pear. The only bad thing is, if you're doing this in survival, you're gonna have to make a bunch of little herbivore dinos, because the only way to hatch all the carnivores is you have to get this raw dinosaur meat. Although, if you're not opposed to cheating, just get yourself a stack of dinosaur meat, and you should just be able... And it takes like 1 to initiate the egg breaking. Everybody get on the floor. Everybody walk your dinosaur. I don't know how that went. I played Saints Row once. But you can see whenever we scroll over the amber, you have a Margosaurus, Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Arcanthosaurus, Dryosaurs. Ooh, an Apex Stego. So for the Triceratops, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and it's going to give me an amber block. Now you want to mine a bunch of amber. You want to mine a lot of amber because you're going to need an amber block each time that you want to get one. So to get a dino, so your stuff's probably going to look like at least 4 amber blocks. It only takes 1. Just any duplicates that you get per mining trip, change them into amber blocks. That's really all that I can say. What the fuck? Oh, it's a skeleton. Okay. Another mod that I'll say is you probably will need something like buckets plus, but I'll state just get essentials. It's cheaper and you get more out of it. Oh, hey, that's the first time I've seen a hippo. That's the first time I've seen a hippo in this mod. Huh. Let's go find what we need. So, there's also the Dino Guidebook, which allows you to change all that, but you can open up the Wiki Dino. That's not how you do that. One of these tells you what to do. Guidebook tutorial. There you go. Okay. So, you can craft a syringe and centrifuge, which you do not need to craft unless you're planning to use the morph part of this mod. However, in order to get the amber converter, you need all the things on that screen, which is a hopper, This comes with the add-on, so I'm sure that a lot of people know how to read. But it's fueled by a single amber block. And egg incubation requires the iron ingot. So all of these really aren't that expensive when you think about it. You can also make... Why am I moving so slow? Oh boy. Please don't tell me that this is dying on me. I can show you this quicker than I can read. Well, that's false. Quicker than I can talk. There's also dino bone armor, dino leather. You can make a safari jeep, a motorcycle. You can ride the dinos. You can make darts to tranquilize the dinos, but you can also shoot them at other mobs to give them fatal poison. There's baits. And if you want gritty DNA, you have to go find suspicious blocks such as in a desert temple or ocean ruin thingy. I forget that. I think it's just called an ocean ruin, but I could be wrong. So basically with the gritty DNA, if I can find it, it's right here. Gritty DNA extract, you click it and it'll give you a type of thing. So like that gave me Tylosaurus. And this one gives me Amargasaurus. So now I have DNA for the Amargasaurus. And I can take the Amargasaurus and turn them into a block. But this is basically how it goes. You basically get an amber converter and an incubator. You only need one or two of these. These are entities. They're entities still, so be careful with how much you place them. Oh, hey, look, a giraffe. Oh, for wilderness, you can also find all these, like these are onions, and you can go find all these. I think those are peppers, if I remember correctly. I think these are peppers. They are peppers. Those are armadillos. Those are in the base game. And those are bell peppers. Alright, so let's figure this out. So you take that and that. So you first you need to take your amber block and you click on this side. It gives you the amber block. It's a little bit glitchy, but that's just because it's on the wrong... It's kind of dumb. Honeyfrost, or anybody who's part of Honeyfrost, y'all please just, like... This is a visual glitch. Somebody show this to the staff. So I'm going to take my I can't say words. Acrocanthosaurus DNA. And you have a little bit of a incubator right here. Where did I get a tomato? I don't think that was a tomato plant. Where did I get a tomato? I don't know where I got a tomato. But yeah, then you just put another amber block, and your DNA extract, you have to point kind of towards the bottom. But for your dino egg, which is your Acrocanthosaurus, excuse me, bewilderbeast, you set it right there, and then it does its little thing. Hello, sir. And it kind of turns it into a thing. Now, the reason that you don't want natural spawns on, I hear you saying, but hooded raptor. Why would I not want natural spawns on? Because if you're building a Jurassic Park, you don't want raptors spawning in your herbivore enclosure. I really hope none of these animal sounds are copyrighted. I mean, this is just a second stream. I forget what this is. A Saban? Gemsbok. Okay. How many animals are in this? I forgot. How many animals are in the Wilderness Guidebook? Let's look. Oh, animals. Those are your rideable animals. Thanks. I can hear you screaming. You can capture things. There's 25 logs that can be crafted into those. Apparently there's an Amazon biome, but I don't know where to find that. I haven't seen any packages. Laugh. That was a dumb joke. Yeah, this is made by Lifeboat, which... decent server, kinda bad at... sometimes bad at making mods. If you're seriously going to play this, I'm gonna recommend that y'all get Backpacks Plus. You don't need the Wilderness mod to play this correctly. You really don't need any of the mods that I show right now. That I'm showing right now. It's really up to personal preference. You can make Jurassic Park, but you have magic. Not a single person would fault you for that. But now I can place the Tylosaur egg. And you see how it says at the top it needs this? You just break the grass first, and then you give it to him. And then, you know, now he kind of just hangs out. It only takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They grow at the same rate as normal mobs. I would recommend that you put a name tag on them. Also, I speak from experience. Don't build all your dino stuff within the same chunk that you're rendering in your sim distance. That's not smart. What you should instead do is actually make a park. If you use the fish sonar from aquaculture, you can actually tell what fish are from that. Like, he's not from aquaculture. And aquaculture and the wilderness mod play together very nice. But yeah, there's your little Tylosaurus. There are Mosas, I believe. Mosasaurus. Hold on, Mosasaurus. There you go, there's a Mosasaurus egg. And they hatch into that. There's also catfish. Another thing I like about the wilderness mod, as opposed to all the others, is it actually tells you what stuff is from. So, like, if I stare at him right now, it'll say Tylosaurus from the Dinosaurs mod. Or Spider. Or, I didn't know that I could ride them this early. This is cool. One sec. Mosasaurus from the mod. this does go right above your camera. So I would not recommend using stuff like Yoda or the Ewok that are really small, because it tends to break. But let's do a land dino now. We have our Acrocanthosaur. Our Acrocanthosaurus. This, I believe, is a mod pack. This is the official port, I believe, of the Java Lost World mod. Which is why a lot of this looks like Jurassic Park. But let's go ahead and do this. Let's take that and the amber, and we'll make us a herbivore now. I did not know that I could just ride this. What do you mean died from dehydration? What died from dehydration? How did it die from dehydration? You didn't die from dehydration. Did you die? No, I'm still able to pick you up. It says that you're still alive. Are you alive? It might be dead. No, I'll go ahead and save and quit, and I'll actually show you why Essentials is very good. Another thing about Marketplace mods is that you can go out and come back in and actually put in stuff. So I can instead throw in like I could put dimensions in here, which is another fun one. Dimensions is also fun. However, I use Essentials. I don't know what drowned. I don't know what's drowning and what died of dehydration. The Tylosaurus probably needs bigger area. But as for right now, we're going to take our Essentials mod, and we're just going to go find the capture cube. And like Ark, I'm going to stick you in this cube and then forget about it for the rest of the stream. Or I guess slight video, but for the rest of the video. But unlike Ark, I don't think that the other stuff is... I don't think that it's a very expensive cube, actually. Oh, wait. Wait, I don't see the Moza. Is he in here? Moza? Mozi? Mosasaur? Mosasaur? I don't see the Mosasaur. I think the Mosasaur is the one that died. So I've never actually seen that die on land. We're gonna stick the Tylosaur just to test. You have fun, sir. So I guess that means that it... I guess this means that it's stuck. So we'll stick you back into the cube. I've never seen it die. I want to make that very clear. I've never seen a dinosaur die like that. Oh, you also have all these peach trees or orange trees, whichever one this is. I just like grabbing all these. Essentials is also good because it tells you how much food you're going to get. Wow, we've only been going a few minutes. Oh, Wilderness Notepad, also very good. Take the Wilderness Notepad, go to Water, click it. You'll find pretty much everything. There is a gator in here, but I haven't seen one that I haven't spawned. And I think that this is bell peppers. Now, you may also be saying, why don't I use mods like Honey Frost or whoever made the farming add-on? Well, I have a very simple reason for that. You have to do something that is terrible in Minecraft to get the seeds. Watch. Break, 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 break. Yes, you get a bunch of food, but you're not gonna get nearly enough seeds from the food. All of the food add-ons add so many crops, but they also need you to break grass. And you have to break it by hand. You can't get stuff like the Essentials Copper Scythe, where I can do this. Like, if I could clear out this with a scythe and still get the same amount of seeds from other add-ons, that would be cool. But I can't. I also think that if you use Wilderness, you have a reason to go outside. Is the main thing. Also, I just like Essentials' stuff. You also have Paxels in this, which are pickaxe, shovel, and axe. So I don't know if it still works with the vein miner. It does. It also comes with tree capitator. Anybody from back in like way back when on Minecraft Bedrock or Minecraft Java can tell you they love tree capitator. Now, it doesn't really work on some of the trees, but it works on most of them. Most of the custom trees it works. But I mainly like it because I can go in and actually, like, chop down a bunch of things. Also, all the custom trees disintegrate really fast. And they're better trees than say the farming ones, because they don't actually they don't make your stuff load as slow or lag as much, because it's a very because it's an actual tree instead of an entity. Or borderline entity, I should say. Oh, you can also plant almonds. But no, let's go get our friend the stego. Unless it despawned, which it might have despawned. In that case, we're going to get the stego egg. It's the same process for all of these. Same exact process for every single one of these, except herbivores are going to require leaves. The health bar thing is from Essentials. You can turn that off by going to, I think well, I gotta find the guidebook. Here it is. You can go to the guidebook, click settings, and then look for, well, you gotta go down. Mob health bars, you can turn that off. I can also turn on chunk borders if I wanted to for farming. If you're doing stuff like that, yes, please, I beg of you, do the chunk borders if your farm needs to be on a chunk. Now, why I say you should do that? Why you should start with these? These drop dino meat, but if you don't want to do that, just go get a bunch of dino meat and stick it in a chest somewhere. But these things get big. They get big. And they make noises like the Jurassic. Now, we do only have 4 minutes left, which I will show you a smaller, more devastating mod pack of my favorite explosives. Which I have to go download stuff, which means I'm going to also show you the mods that I downloaded. And actually show you how much they are. I have to go find my library. So let's go to add-ons. I also have 100 plus structures. That's a good one. Advanced movement, also a good one. Okay, now aquaculture is over 1,000 mine coins, so it's like $6. I still recommend that you get it. I still recommend that you get it because it's a Java port. And it's made by the same guy who made the original aquaculture. They're very good at making mods. Basic machinery, I don't know if you'd play that in survival, but it's a very good mod. It's a very good mod. It's just a very in-depth, very complicated mod. So if you like complex, like machinery and stuff, I recommend that you get it. Now the Craftymon and the Pixel Pals and all that, yeah. Go ahead and get that if you like Pokemon. Now, this, I believe, Detect Ore was like $4.90, I think. But it works with other add-on ores, so you can find them. This, I know, was $1,300. Still recommend getting it. It's a wonderful mod. It's the official Bedrock edition of the Lost World Dinosaur mod pack. This mod, don't spend your money on it, it's useless. There's still natural dino spawns, and they're not as infrequent as you thought they might be. I don't know why they thought that that's a great idea, because yes, it's 20 dinos, but they shouldn't spawn naturally, and have ore. Get this dino mod, it's more expensive, but it's 150 plus dinos. Now, Dungeon Rifts is good if you know what you want. Dungeon Rifts is just fun. It adds weapons, armor, dungeons. Elemental weapons is the best element thing. You can fight me on that. I believe it was like 660. Essentials is like 660 or it's 490. My alarm's going off. I know. The Jurassic World add-on's also a fun thing. That one's 1300, but it's not really something you play with the dinosaur mod. It's more of what they're spawning everywhere. What was another one? I guess we ran out of time, but what I was gonna say is, if you're gonna spend your money, spend it and look at actual, like, go watch actual tutorial stuff. One sec. Okay, I'm back. If you want destruction, I think it's this one. This TNT mod right here. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Get this one and this one. Supplementaries, always buy. It's an official Java port. It's amazing. Tinker's Construct, buy if you like it. Ultimate TNT, do not buy. It's not really worth it. Everything's still an entity. Waystones, buy. Like, absolutely. It's 660 mine coins. You'll never regret it. Wilderness was, I believe, 660. It's one of the best ones that I have. Simply Backpacks was only 310, so if you want a budget Backpacks plus, go ahead and buy it. How to Train Your Dragon mod, I believe, is broken at the current moment, but it's good. Every other dragon works except for the rumble horn. Farming, I'll say, is probably, once you have wilderness, you're not really going to need it. Like, it's good, but it's not that good. You have dogs, this is a fun mod. It just adds puppies, which is cute. This craftable houses one is good, by Pixel Studio. And I say that because you can just, if you're not a great builder, you can just do something like that for your, like, it requires a lodestone, but you can still just get that. And you can customize them, and it's just a drop in the house, pretty much. If you don't want to get essentials, but still want to be able to pick things up, get the Buckets Plus, or the Buckets Plus, right here. It's $4.90, I believe. If you like log.zips stuff, do the biome pets. I haven't looked at them in... Man, I haven't looked at this in, like, 6 months, I don't believe. Auto Quarry's okay, but it breaks all custom ores. So if you're playing nothing with custom ores, you should maybe get it. I can't really recommend it. Advanced movement has added some grappling hooks and stuff, so it's also good. This mod's fun. Another furniture is fine. All the wool, I believe, is free, because it was one of the first ones. Dimensions Plus, very good. And Thirst, decent. But Totems Plus, best totem mod. It's cheap. All in all, I'd say it's a good value. If you want a decent looking shader pack for your mods and stuff, get Dragon PvP. It does add a little bit of a shader and make it look a little bit better. I'm still going to say that City Texture Pack looks the best. And if you want a real challenge, play Minecraft 4-bit. 4-bit Minecraft. Play that. But anyways, thank you for coming to this small little stream thing that I was itching to make. And I don't know, I might do this again. I just was sitting here and was like, well, now I want to stream. But either way, thank you for coming. I'll see y'all Tuesday, where we will probably be playing some more Jurassic World Evolution. Leave a comment or something if y'all want me to do a Jurassic Craft playthrough with the mod pack that we played with, because I think that that'd be absolutely fun. Thank you for coming to stream today, and I will see y'all later.